be applied to Steve Kerr's first year. Comes in and sets a franchise record in wins and also wins a title for the Warriors in his first year. Still unreal.
Clippers trail by 4. Paul outside. In the corner, it's Griffin. It's Pierce with the drive. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pierce. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at the Warriors. And, of course, the Clippers. 8.5 games behind them. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. On its way from Curry for 2. And finished off by Bogut.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah. Those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
Here's Curry. He's got 6. Paul with the steal.
How about the reaction time on that pass? Quick. And what good work there to get in the way of it. They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Thompson with the bucket.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
Crawford dishes to Jordan. That's a 2 from Paul. And that one comes up a bit short.
You know, sometimes rest can do more harm than good. It certainly looks that way for them. They've been cold coming out and have yet to find the bottom of the net.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
Kevin, let's see how the Clippers have performed over the last few weeks. 10th in blocks, 11th in field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league in fewest turnovers. When you can be in that company, you're giving yourself a chance to be a winning team.
And going back to their block shots, they're fearless, challenging shooters and contesting everything. You end up on a few posters, but I love that willingness to take a stand defensively. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Johnson, he's checked in for Pierce. Redick comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Rivers in for Paul. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case. And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Josh Smith, he's checked in for the Clippers. And Golden State also making a change. Iguodala's checked in.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round 1 in a 7-game emotional series, then immediately have to go up against the Rockets in round 2. Boy, he's got a nice-looking stroke. That almost went in.
Yeah, and a lot of times he'll still knock those down no matter how good the D is. And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be, he's not making that one.
And we all remember the Clippers would go up 3-1 against the Rockets. They had that 19-point lead in the fourth quarter of Game 6, but couldn't hold on to it and lose Game 7. And it was one of the biggest series collapses, really, in postseason history.
And the dunk by Smith.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Johnson goes in, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Spates checked in for Green, and it's Barbosa in for Harrison Barnes.
How about that, breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed. Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Now Rivers. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Just 4 seconds left here in the third quarter. Thompson inside the line. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Warriors on top. They finish off the third quarter with a massive 16-7 run. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Warriors leading by 11. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. And it's Johnson in the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. There's Crawford with the 3.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
And it's Paul penetrating. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. And that's now 10 points for Chris Paul.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's Curry. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
And Steph Curry with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Draymond Green, he's checked in for the Warriors. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Paul goes in. Crawford, no luck.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
And he gets it to go. Thompson's got the lead up to 14 now for the Warriors.
And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range.
Second team foul.
And stolen by Barnes.
It's really been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Pierce is checked in. And the Warriors also making a change. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Andrew Bogut. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Paul penetrating. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Welcome fans to the FIBA World Championships.
Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Warriors leading by 17. Here's Curry. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
And the lead continues to increase. They are just playing flawless basketball at both ends.
Greg, I can't identify an area where this team has underperformed. I mean, they've been 5-star in every category.
Here's Golden State. A big stretch here going 10-2. Clippers have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. The feed to Jordan. Here's Paul, and it's blocked by Curry. And the officials now calling the shooting foul. He got a lot of ball on the block, but also got the body, so some free throws coming up right now.
And the Clippers not known for being an outside shooting team, but they take a large amount of deep mid-range twos as well as their fair share of threes.
Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Warriors lead by 20.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
The shot from the low post is good. Curry's got 6 here in this quarter.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feeling.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
And guys, you look over the history of the Defensive Player of the Year award, and it usually goes to big men. Big men get the blocks and clog up the paint, but before last season, the last 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards went to bigs.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bogut's checked in. Crawford outside. And again, no good by the Clippers. Warriors leading by 20. Last year we saw Kawhi Leonard win the Defensive Player of the Year award. Draymond Green was runner-up, and although he was a power forward, I thought, Clark, he was defending on the perimeter quite a bit.
Yeah, he was. And, you know, it's only the 8th time out of 33 Defensive Player of the Year awards that's not been given to a big guy. So, well earned by Kawhi Leonard, and Draymond Green very easily could have won the award, too.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Warriors.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Stephen Curry. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
They're down right now, trying to stay in the game with the 3-ball. They've shot a lot more here in the second half than they did in the first half. And I'm not sure I agree with that strategy.
Here's Rivers. Here's Aldridge. And a missed layup. Here's Golden State now. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Here's Curry, and the basket good. A bank shot that time.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially, though, when you get it done on the road. That's a special, special feeling there.
Barbosa with the steal. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Someone on the D has to throw themselves in there and contest the layup.
Prigioni, that's a two-pointer. Los Angeles with another miss.
Start it. Attention, Staples Center. Please, a big round of applause for your Spirit Dance team.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're up by 24. Just 2 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
Well, they're really just being conservative, making sure they don't make any Last-minute mistakes, I guess. I mean, I have no idea. No idea.
So we see the Warriors taking the game.